everyone, welcome to a new video. Today we are going to work with 5 fantastic, stunning puzzles. We're already starting. This is position number 1. I didn't find this position in a tactics book, but I really like it because there is a very nice tactics solution. So white has a pawn down here, but they have some compensation with this past protected pawn, and also black king doesn't look very safe. But actually the key in this position is the situation of this rook. Notice that this rook doesn't have too many squares to go. So that is going to be the idea here. First we're going to avoid the rook to escape over here. So we have this check here on f8 that is going to help us with that. And also we need to avoid this rook to escape over here, because once the rook is on h7, the rook may come to e7 and try to get some more space. So that's going to be the solution. We're going to play rook f8, the king has to go to c7 here, and then rook e8. And after this move, black is lost. They are going to lose this rook, surprisingly. h4, king g5, taking or threatening the rook, and then after rook h7, king g6, and there's nothing this rook can do. Black is going to lose it. Notice that the rook is controlling e7, as we said at the beginning. This is position number 2. As you can see, black has 2 strong pawns here. You should already know that 2 connected passed pawns in the 6th rank are stronger than a rook. So these guys here are going to beat the rook. But in this position there is something else, and it is related to the situation of this king. Remember that a chess game is won by the one who gives checkmate, not by the one who promotes. So the first move here is going to be king d6. White is taking this pawn, and then they could be also taking this pawn. So probably black has to play d2, threatening promotion here. But then white can play king c7. The idea is that after d1 promotion, white can sacrifice the rook here on a6, pawn takes, and then b6, b7, and promotion, checkmate. And here we have position number 3. White has a rook and a knight up, but black is about to promote here and get a queen. Again, there is some situation around black king. So let's see. The first move is going to be knight e7. Now threatening rook u1 and winning the game, taking the passed pawn. So black should promote. But then we have a rook, a knight, and also a king, creating mate threats around black king. So the next move will be knight d5, and black king has to go to e6. And here we can try to create a mate net by playing king c7. The only way to escape for black will be f5, clearing f7 for the king. But now we have another strong move. We can play here rook f8. The mate threat now is on f6. But of course black can still try to escape by playing f takes e4. Now this knight on d5 is hanging, so this is not going to be made. However, white can play c4. That this is an important move. You will understand why this is so important. The queen can take on c4, but now we have made in 2 moves by playing rook f6, only move king takes knight, and then rook d6. As you can see, the queen on c4 is blocking the king. That's why c4 was a very important move. Position number 4. Black has a queen and some pawns against 2 minor pieces. But they have some problems because black pieces are not very active. They are not very well placed here on the board. Look at the queen and also look at black king is not very safe here. The first move will be king f5. And the problem is that black is in some kind of succession here. Notice that the queen doesn't have many moves. The only option will be queen f8. And then white has a knight sacrifice. White can play knight g7. Of course, the only move for black is queen takes knight. And then we have this move, bishop e8. Only move for black, queen g6. Then bishop takes, and pawn takes bishop. And here you might be thinking, well, Mike, you said white is winning here, but right now you just have a pawn on h3 and 3 pawns down. So how's white going to win this position? Well, I have a little surprise for you. White is 1 in this position. White can play king takes pawn, and the only move for black is g5, and then white plays king f5, and again only move is going to be g4, and this is mate. H takes g4, winning the game. And this is going to be the last puzzle. White has like 3 pawns down, but black king is on c5, and also very important in this kind of positions is that it is white's turn to move. It means that they have the initiative and they can start creating threats. The first move here will be queen b6, and here black has two options. They can play king b5, king d5, or they can play king b4. We will see that king d5 is the same position that we will have after king b4 in 3 more moves. So we are just going to focus on king b4, and then we have the first queen sacrifice. It is going to be queen a5. This is a very nice attraction. The idea is that after king takes queen, white has mate in 1 by playing knight c6. So after queen a5, the king shouldn't take the queen, and black should play king c5. Then white plays queen c3, and the king can go to d5 or d6. And this is the position we could have in the first move. So let's focus on king d6, and then queen c6. Again, black has two options. They can play king e7 or they can play king e5. But after king e7, this is not going to be too complicated. White plays queen e6, king f8, and king g6. And there is mate here, and it is going to be unstoppable. So queen c6, we focus now on king e5. And here we have queen e6. Again, two options. They can play king f4 or king d4, but after king d4, we know that this is mate in 1. Queen d6, checkmate. So we focus now on king f4. White takes the bishop on f6. King g3 is the only move, and white is winning now in 1 move. It is going to be queen h4, another beautiful attraction. Notice that white sacrificed the queen on a5, and then some moves later white sacrificed the queen here on h4 with the same idea. If black doesn't take, they are going to lose the queen, and because we have a skewer here, and after black takes the queen, then mate in 1, knight f5. So let's see the whole main line so you can enjoy it. It's going to be queen b6, the king has to go to b4, then queen sacrifice on a5, an attraction, but the king doesn't have to take, and white continues pushing black king to the other edge of the board, and then after queen takes king g3, we have the other beautiful sacrifice here on h4, and then mate on f5. So this is the video I wanted to show you today. I hope you have enjoyed it. I wanted to say that for next 1 or 2 weeks I won't be uploading videos because I will be out of the country. I will travel to Mexico this week to play a tournament in Yucatan. So I will be trying to get my third international master norm. So, don't forget to subscribe, to share, and like if you think the video and the content were good. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next.